Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Here's another season opening prediction game. This time, Penn State and West Virginia. I don't talk much about West Virginia, but maybe I should. They're coming off a 9-win season, the best season they've had in a long time with Neil Brown as a head coach. They did win 9 games. They won their bowl game against North Carolina without Drake May. Now, and personally, they blew out North Carolina, but I still think they probably would have won that game anyway, just because North Carolina's defense was so non-existent. Probably still will be, but that's not. This video is not about North Carolina. But my point is, West Virginia also had a close game last year. My nose itches. I'm so sorry. It's my channel. I can do whatever I want. They had a really tough game over at Penn State last year, and played tough for them until the very end when Penn State kind of ran up the score a little bit at the end and pulled away with a big win. Penn State, of course, went on to go 10-3 that year. They lost the Peach Bowl to Ole Miss. They did have a couple of starters sitting out, most notably Chop Robinson on defense. But the problem with Penn State last year is not necessarily that they just couldn't beat Michigan and Ohio State, which is true for the most part, but they struggled offensively to get anything going against a really good defense. Now, again, Michigan's defense was really good. We all know that. Ohio State, even as a Michigan fan, I will admit, had a really, really, really good defense. They were not a soft team last year. I still call them that because it's part of the rivalry. Outside of that, I know Ohio State's a great team, okay? Yeah, you heard it from me. I'm one of the few logical Michigan fans who want to admit that. But Penn State's offense would just... Drew Allar, I think he has potential to be a really good quarterback, but he struggled against really good defenses. Again, like a lot of teams will. He's going to have to overcome that this year, but I don't think it will matter against West Virginia. I know this is supposedly a rivalry game, and I know West Virginia's coming off momentum from last year, and Penn State kind of trying to figure themselves out, find themselves offensively. They did lose Manny Diaz, the defensive coordinator to the Duke, as the head coach now. But I still believe Penn State will win this game. I think the defense might just be mildly not as good as last year just because I don't know anything about their new defensive coordinator. But it should still be really good because they got good players all around that team. There's no excuse that that defense plays bad unless something's wrong. They do have a new offensive coordinator too, but they still got good running backs. Singleton is a really good running back. They have another one as well. Can't remember his name. But Penn State's a really good football team. They can play with anybody, including us and Ohio State. So I have to pick Penn State to win this game. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I know West Virginia is going to be at home. It's a rivalry. West Virginia basically has nothing to lose playing Penn State. Penn State has a lot. Their expectations are usually pretty high every year, even though they fail to meet the top expectations. But face facts, Penn State's just a better team. I think they're better coached with Tom Franklin. Coach Franklin. What's his first name? I don't care. But, yeah, I got Penn State winning 34-17. I think they'll win in a similar fashion to last year. I think Penn State's running game will win this game. Drew Allar will be very smart with the football. I think he's actually gonna play better this year, but you won't really be able to tell because West Virginia's defense wasn't really great, but their offense was pretty good. So give me Penn State. I did say 34-17, right? But Penn State 27-17, something closer than last year. It's going to be a tough game. Penn State's not at home. That won't be an advantage for them. But I do believe they're a better team. I think they're a top 10 legitimate team, maybe even top 5 if their offense gets it together on third down. And I think West Virginia, it'll come down to who has the better players. And unfortunately for West Virginia, it's going to come down to Penn State being the better team. Probably, I know, better coached. Coach Franklin has been very successful with Penn State. They've won a lot of games. And again, I know y'all talk about he can't beat Michigan consecutively or Ohio State except once. He's still done a lot for that program. And I do think he's the right coach. But yeah, give me Penn State 27-17. They pulled away with a real big win on the road.